Well, good morning, everybody. Grace and peace to you from our Lord Jesus Christ and all the saints here in Central California. Very foggy morning. Just coming back to you this week with a little update on that SNMP V3 issue I was having. Um, Seems to be resolved, knock on wood. I'm going to share my screen here and show you what I'm seeing now and what the resolution appears to be. Okay, so you can see a whole bunch of junk here. Let's get that out of the way. Get this guy up front. Yes, I know it's very small. That's intentional. I want you guys zooming in and getting secret information. So if you recall, the issue I was having was this whole area of switches over here from um, the switch here, which is core switch 2, basically this way, back on this side of the network, and yeah, down in this area too, to some extent. I say this area of the map. These are all kinds of different areas geographically here on the campus. But we were getting SNMP v3 error timeouts just periodically, and they'd come back and they'd go away, and come back and go away. Just started out of the blue, no changes. I couldn't find any spanning tree issues out here on any of these things, although look for the world like somebody had created a loop. Um, all of those who said it most likely isn't spanning tree were right. It really wasn't. Um, so Extreme had me go down some rabbit trails. They had me update my what is it, XIQSE? I'm sorry, it's very early. No coffee yet. They had me update XIQ site engine, which is another monitor, SNMP monitor. Um, why that would cause this, I don't know. They just kind of got wrapped around the axle on that one. So I updated it and said, okay, still going on. What's the issue? And they said, well, we'll get back to you. We'll do some research. So in the meantime, I did my normal thing. I come in the morning and I look for interfaces that are down due to link flaps. We have a notoriously bad, um, I won't say notoriously bad. We have a few fiber links here that are notoriously bad. And I know, why don't I just go out and fix it? Well, I can't. I don't have the tools, number one. I don't have the expertise. I'm not a fiber guy. Sorry, not one of those network admins that knows everything about everything. I'm just not one of those guys. Unlike a few of you, apparently, there's a couple of you out there that seem to know everything about everything. I'm not you guys. So engineering will fix that eventually, but they've got bigger fish to fry, almost always. So anyway, all that to say, I check for links that are down due to link flapping in the morning. Either somebody's brushed up against some fiber patches, or somebody, meaning engineering, um, or just something has caused the link to flap, and the core switches will disable that port. So every morning I'll check it, look for, show interface gig state, including link flap, and it'll show me all the things that have flapped. And I see the same ports that have flapped. I see the same ones time after time. So when I see a new one, it kind of gets my interest. So I did this, and I saw a new one. There's this new interface that I hadn't seen go down before. And so, okay, well, just maybe it's a fluke. So I re-enabled it, and it went right back down. It's going interesting. And while it was down, I just happened to notice that the chart was clear. Intermapper was green again. Like, huh, that's interesting. So I went out there and I swapped the patch cables between this port and and the fiber run that goes between the buildings. Did that on both sides, cleaned them, cleaned the SFP, cleaned the fiber ends, both ends, cleaned the ends of the patch panel where it comes out. And I did, no shut, bring the interface back up, and it stayed up. I'm like, okay, good, problem solved. But then the switches started doing their thing again, SNMP timeouts. Well, dang. And then a few minutes later, the link went down and the chart cleared up. No more SNMP timeouts. Well, that's weird. So then I started looking in a little deeper on this interface that I was monkeying around with. And you can see these two little white dots. That's basically the interfaces on these two switches that connect to each other. It was the interface that kept going down. And oddly enough, it was this guy down here, the interface on this switch that kept going down. So, okay, let's take a look at that switch. So I started looking into that switch a little bit. And hopefully we can see these. Can I zoom? How much can I zoom? Zoom in? Yeah, I'll zoom in a little bit so you guys can see these. All right, so this is the interface. And so I looked at the guy, and of course, the first thing that jumps out at me is, wow, okay, that must be a fiber problem, right? Just must be. We got to discard one discard in, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of frames. I'm not too worried about that. Sorry, I'm not. Um, but yeah, the frame checks, that's a thing. So I said, okay, well, let's take a look at this module, see what's going on with it. So did Extreme has a command show pluggable optical modules modules. Just give me the basic info, right? So I look at the thing. Okay, there's the info on it. Okay, okay. I'm looking at all the numbers. Normal, 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 normal. Oh, low warning. What's receive power for? Like, okay, I understand transmit power and receive power. Why? I mean, there's only two fibers in the fiber pair. This is single mode, by the way. And I said, why are there four different power levels? So that's weird. So I went to the switch on the other side of the link, which is this guy. And just real quick, I wasn't seeing any errors for him. There's a couple of discards. Again, 6 in I don't know many hundreds of thousands of frames I'm not going to worry about. So, but 0 frame checks. So, okay, well, that's interesting. So it's on one side of the fiber, Okay, I got one fiber in the pair is bad. Must be, right? I come down here and look. and Everything looks normal, 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 except for this guy, low alarm. And that's transmit 4 power. So we got transmit power is low on this side, while transmit 4 and receive 4 is low on this side. And everything else is mostly normal. So got back on the telephone with Extreme, said, hey, this is what I'm seeing. He goes, okay, send me another, tech support file. So I sent him another tech support file. And then he comes back and says, we think that optic is bad. So I said, okay, well, send me a new optic. So they did, and I replaced it yesterday morning. Today's Tuesday in real time. Yes, replaced it yesterday morning. Looked at it, and it's both of them, both sides are still up. It's on inner port 417 on both sides. So let's look and see. What's the command again? Okay, we'll just grab this. I'm too lazy to type. Too early in the morning, and I haven't had my coffee, if you can't tell by the way I'm talking. So let's go ahead and take a look and see if the frame checks have come back. They have not. Again, there's a few discards, but I mean, This is a 40 gig link, so imagine how much traffic is being carried over that 40 gig link. And we've only had six disk cards. Not going to worry about that. Okay, let's go check on the near end. I'm near core switch 2. Core switch 4 is the other side of the campus. So let's see. There we go. So disk cards are increasing a little bit. Again, not going to worry about that. Keep saying that, but I mean it. So yeah, it looks like that guy was the culprit. Now, why was that guy the culprit? I don't know. I really don't know. I had one one comment. I should have pulled it up and had it ready. But the commenter was basically saying, well, you're a poor network admin because you didn't dig in and you didn't find this out and find that out, and uh, I wasn't trying to get to the heart of the issue of what was really going on with this particular failure. I think it was related to this actually. No, it was when the GME switch went down. I think he was saying that, saying that I was a poor network admin, basically. Not he used a lot more words, but that was the too long didn't read version. And sir, you are absolutely right. I am not the best network admin in the world. I'm probably not the best network admin for this job. I bet you would be much better. I know you would be much better. But you know what that tells me? Because I'm here and I have this job, not you. So what that tells me is that God is in charge, not me, not you. God's opened the doors and closed doors to get me to where I am today. Um, because I'm not that smart. And yet here I am. So earning real decent money, uh, working at a nice hospital. I'm the only guy that runs their network. So, you'll have to excuse me if I don't do these deep dives into what caused what, because I mean, look, I have all these other things to, you know, 120 switches plus some firewalls, plus some other little, you know, weird servers that nobody else wants to be in charge of. I got a lot to do. It would be nice to be able to just sit there and research and do nothing else. But I'm a team of one. I'm training a guy to take over my job, but I'm a team of one. I don't have time to dig into these things really deep. So I apologize to those of you who think that I don't try harder to find out what's the root cause. Um, but I'm just in survival mode here. I just want to fix the issue and move on to the next broken issue. So, and it's not like things are breaking all the time, but it can sure feel like that sometimes. So, anyway, that's what I got for you guys this week. That was the resolution. Oh, and if you want to see what they look like, that is the guy that was giving me grief. So that's what was throwing me off. Four, transmit four, 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, there's only two optics right there. Transmit and receive. So what the guy was telling me is that's actually on this end, because depending on how these things are set up, they can have, four channels of data, at least on this end. So this was the culprit. This was the guy that died. Now what I am going to do is I am going to hang on to this guy, and if I can find a switch, a spare switch that's got a one of these in it, I want to plug it in and see if it's still having the receive power or transmit power issue. I don't have a spare of these that I can receive on the other end. They are quite pricey, so I'm not going to buy another one just to test. But I am going to plug this one in if I can find a place to do that on one of my existing switches to see if it's still got the transmit 4 problem. And see if it's with this, or well, it couldn't be on the switch because the other one's working just fine. So pretty much has to be this guy. We'll find out. eventually. All right, guys, that's all I got for this week. If you like what you saw, click the subscribe button, click the notification bell if so desired. Keep those great comments coming, and even keep the negative comments coming. That's fine. It's some of them help me learn, some of them make me laugh, and some of them just remind me that I wouldn't be here if God wasn't moving in my life, if God wasn't going before me, beside me, and behind me. Um, I just wouldn't be where I am. Thanks to God and my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. As always, guys, we'll see you next week. God bless. And where is the thing? There's the thing. Yes.